Hello? Oh, there you are. Hi. Hello everyone, Anita here, and today we are going to discuss 5 of the most spooky haunted places in the United States. Now, there are places all around the world that are haunted and spooky, but we're going to focus on the United States because, well, frankly, that's where I live. If you stay tuned till the end, I'll definitely tell you a personal story about something pretty spooky that I personally have experienced in my life that could be or could not be a haunting. You'll have to stay tuned for that. These aren't in any particular order, but they are some notable places that I definitely wanted to mention. Number 1, Lizzie Borden Bed and Breakfast in Fall River, Massachusetts. Now, those of you unfamiliar with the story of Lizzie Borden, in 1892, it was said that Lizzie Borden had allegedly murdered her father and stepmother with a hatchet. There definitely has been strange activity reported, including sounds of weeping children and footsteps all around, even apparitions of somebody walking around in the hallways. In the vacant rooms, there are muffled conversations when nobody was in there at all. Guests can even stay in the room where Abby Borden was murdered. I'd actually love to visit, and knowing me, I'd probably spend the night in that very room. Number 2, Masonic Temple in Detroit. This temple is part of Detroit's skyline, yielding 1,000 rooms and 16 floors. The Gothic architecture definitely helps to make this place extra spooky. There are hidden passageways and staircases all around. Now, according to legend, George D. Mason went bankrupt funding this project and construction, and in his depression, he went to the very roof of this building and leapt off of the roof. There have been reports of a ghost climbing the steps to the roof of the building, so if you ever have a chance to visit this already very spooky site, definitely perk your ears up for a listen of footsteps that aren't being made by any viable entity. Number 3, New Amsterdam Theater, New York City. There's a story of a young girl at the age of 16 who came to Manhattan and won the title of the most beautiful girl in New York City. She was a member of Ziegfeld Follies. When she was 25 years old in 1920, she swallowed mercury pills and met her doom. It is unclear as to why she decided to take these pills. In full Follies regalia, she is still being spotted backstage, carrying around a blue pill bottle. She's almost exclusively been spotted by men. Number 4, the Winchester Mystery House in San Jose, California. Sarah Winchester had married the son of a rifle maker. After the death of her husband and child, she went to get answers from an oracle. This oracle had informed her that her family was murdered by ghosts of the gunshot victims. This oracle said that those victims had followed and haunted the family ever since. She designed a house that had the creepiest of features, including stairs that don't lead to anything at all, and windows that may take you to secret passageways. Sarah Winchester was convinced that this would confuse and keep the spirits at bay. Number 5. This one is definitely my most favorite haunted attraction, the Queen Mary. The Queen Mary is definitely one of my very favorite attractions. They do have spook houses where you go through haunted mazes at the actual Queen Mary site where the ship is. The ship used to be a warship in World War II, and now it is a hotel that resides in Long Beach. It was also used as a luxury ocean liner from the years 1936 to 1967. There was at least one murder on the ship, and there were several children that drowned in the pool. Now, people do report ghost sightings there, and they say if you visit the hotbed of paranormal activity, that would be the engine room. There are tours that go throughout the Queen Mary, haunted tours and such, and I have actually taken one, and it was pretty cool to see the ship and all the haunted sites. But I have to say, I've stayed on the ship twice, and I didn't experience anything haunted or spooky. The only time I've ever gotten the heebie-jeebies is when I've gone through those haunted mazes, 'cause boy, do they make them scary. So if you ever get the chance, I completely and utterly recommend that you visit a Dark Harbor for a Halloween attraction. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this extra spooky episode. If you have any haunted stories or places that you know of that have spooky sightings, definitely let us all know in the comments down below. For a bonus, I am going to tell you about a spooky place that I actually used to live in. This was in Houston, Texas. The house that I lived in with my family, for some strange reason, the room that I stayed in, late at night I would have a problem with my TV turning off and on and off and on. And it did stop for a while, but then it started up again. I ended up replacing my TV and getting a different one. And not long after, it did the same exact thing, only at night. I was convinced that this was probably something to do with the circuitry of the room. Since my siblings and I had moved out of that house, my father ran a B&B at that house since he had several rooms extra and nobody was occupying them. There have been 2 people that have lost their lives in that exact room. I have no idea if it's haunted, but that is a true story, my friends. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to this channel and make sure you hit that like button, because if you do, everyone who hits that like button will get a ritual of protection done so that no haunted spirits will ever visit you. And stay safe this Halloween. I will see you later, stargazers. Goodbye. I used to actually have nightmares in that room all the time, come to think about it. That was pretty scary.